Are you feeling panicked? Are you feeling stressed and anxious all the time? Are your anxiety levels going through the roof? I'm Dr. Michael Sims, and I've got 3 easy steps that will give you the antidote to anxiety. If you want the magic pill and you're looking for the magic wand, these 3 steps will cure your anxiety for good, and it will help you start to live an anxiety-free life. So, why are you feeling anxious? Well, you're feeling anxious due to 4 basic reasons. Number 1, you're in fear of something either real or imagined. Number 2, you over-identify with your body and you over-identify with your mind. Number 3, you make your anxiety part of your identity. And number 4, you choose to be anxious. Sorry, no apologies here, no poor me, no collusion, and definitely no excuses. I appreciate it that it's hard to hear, but the main reason you are anxious is due to the choices you make in your life and how you choose to identify with those choices. In all the years I've been working as a healthcare professional, in all that time, the only people that overcome their anxiety are the people that make a conscious choice not to be anxious and choose not to identify as an anxious person. If you can make this conscious choice and stick to it with the help of the 3 easy steps, which I'll explain next, I guarantee you'll overcome your anxiety and start living a happier life. But you must remember, no one can do this for you. You have to take responsibility for your life and the choices you make. Step out of victim and into the position of self-responsibility. The number 1 antidote and cure to anxiousness and anxiety is none other than empathy. Empathy is the ability to step out of our own world, our own perspective, our own self-focus and our own frame, and to step into the perspective, focus and world of the other. To step out of your own world and into someone else's world. And this takes us away from our own fears, our anxieties, our stresses and our pains. Now, that doesn't mean that we ignore, deny or distort our own world. It means that we put that aside for a moment and start to experience what it's like for the other person. It's the as if quality. And we ask the question, what's it like to be them? What are they feeling and thinking? What's it like in their world? And by doing this, we're moving away from our own hyper-focused, self-absorbed, self-centered perspective and moving into something else. We stop making it all about us for a moment and we start to consider something else. And that could be any form of life. It could be another person, it could be an animal, it could be a plant, it could be a landscape, it could be a tree. Any object of any kind. It doesn't have to be organic, it could be anything. You could go as weird and as wonderful as, say, a washing machine, a table, a pair of curtains. It's up to you. The key to all of this is to get out of your own head and connect to something else and begin to experience what the world is like from their perspective. If you can do this, you'll be well on your way to overcoming your anxiety and becoming anxiety free. So, what are the 3 easy steps to overcoming anxiety? Number 1, get out of your head. Number 2, get into the other. And number 3, stay there until your anxiety is gone. But as soon as you get out of your head and into the world of the other, you'll stop thinking and stressing about yourself, your body, your mind, and being an anxious person. Because now your time will be taken up and focused on the what and how of experiencing the other. So how do you get out of your head? So first of all, it's really simple. Make a conscious intention by simply saying, I intend to get out of my head and to be a non-anxious person. Then quietly focus on the other and listen without judgment to them. If you're fearful of people, then choose an animal, plant, or non-organic object to focus on to begin with. The key is to choose an object that you're not fearful of or that causes you anxiety to begin with. But after you've mastered the skill of empathy and feel confident with it, then you can move on to the fear-provoking object and test out your non-anxious way of living. In other words, stay away from the thing that's causing you anxiety until you've mastered the skill of empathy. So there it is, in 3 easy steps. Number 1, get out of your head. Number 2, get into the other. And number 3, stay there till your anxiety is gone. You must master the skill of empathy through active listening to the other and putting yourself, hyper-focused self-centeredness and self-absorbed self-focus to one side. Start to begin to be curious about things that are not you in your life. Stop wearing your anxiety and anxiousness as a badge of honor and as an identity, and create an alternative identity that's based in confidence, based in security, and based in not being an anxious person. If you think about all that time and energy that you waste and that you put into being anxious, why not put all that time and energy into being more skillful and non-anxious and see what happens? Take care, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to consider this. And here's to you changing your life positively and becoming the non-anxious person you want to be.